Good Tuesday evening, everyone. Welcome to Garden State Weather Premium on YouTube, Garden State Weather, and Garden State Weather Forecast on Facebook, and Garden State WX on Twitter when available throughout the day. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith on this beautiful Tuesday, actually, the 15th of March 2022. We're heading closer to the halfway mark of the month tomorrow. Of course, St. Patrick's Day parade in New York City on Thursday. I have some showers around. Now, Doppler radar is showing some drizzle, or at least some of the reports are coming in. Just one or two of them are coming in this evening at about 7:40, so we'll take this off. But you can see warm air advection and a short wave is moving through the area under the warm advection regime pattern that we have in place. And if we dial this back, let's get out of Florida here. Let's get back to the northeast here. This is where we have a trough axis here, a weak area of low pressure east of Binghamton here. It's providing a few showers around the area. Most of this not reaching the ground at this point. Maybe just some light drizzle being reported throughout the area. And believe it or not, yeah, there is some snow here in the Adirondack Park area into the White Mountain National area here. We do have a winter weather advisory, believe it or not, until 2 a.m. tomorrow morning for some 2 to 5 inches of snow, mainly about 1,500 feet, however, because the atmosphere is quite warm. And these are the latest observations decoded here from the National Weather Service. So mostly it's broken cloud cover at about 8,500 feet. Over northwestern New Jersey, 2,500 to 25,000 feet broken here in Newark here. So any kind of precipitation that is falling through those clouds right now is evaporating as it reaches the ground. Temperatures in Fahrenheit are in the 60s right now, upper 50s, lower 60s. They reached into the 70s today in spots, but the dew points are very dry, so it makes the relative humidity very dry as well. And if we take a look at the radar here, it looks worse than it is. Actually, some of this is reaching the ground as drizzle, and other areas it's just cloudy and evaporating because the dew point temperatures are in the 30s to lower 40s, and that's relatively dry air. And the air temperatures this evening are still in the 50s and low to mid 60s across the area. So that makes the relative humidity value here, if we can get this, makes the relative humidity values quite dry in this area here into the 40s, 20s, and 30s. So, you know, most of this precipitation is just going to scoot off to the east with just some cloud cover and really nothing of any kind of consequence. When we look at the upper air analysis here at 700 millibars, anything that is here is about 70% or higher in relative humidity. So, you know, any kind of shower activity that's showing up on Doppler radar here over northwestern New Jersey and southeastern New York is probably just, you know, virga in the sky. However, further to the north and to the west, there could be a few raindrops here, but nothing of consequence. That's 850 millibars. Let's take a look at the 500 millibar analysis, and it shows a strong northwest or west to east flow, a zonal flow across the area this evening. And there's not really a lot of deep moisture conversions actually at any location here in the northeast or off the mid-Atlantic coast states, so that's good news. And we have no frontogenetic forcing, so that's good news. In fact, if we looked at the surface, any kind of frontogenetic forcing here is moderately weak here at -1 over northeastern New Jersey into the Hudson River Valley area into Connecticut and Long Island. And I'm not really seeing anything that looks tremendous to me. 700 millibar frontogenetic forcing, there is none. Started out a chilly day today with temperatures in the interior in the upper 30s, a few upper 20s here near Hillsborough, Duke here along the coast around 40, a few mid and upper 30s here in the southwestern New Jersey region here, but maximum temperatures today, they were quite mild. They reached up into the upper 60s in a few spots here, close to 70 or better in many areas here. away from the coast, obviously. Looking at the regional observations tonight in the New York City metropolitan area, again, their relative humidity values are pretty dry because the dew point and air temperature depression is so great. And basically, we have good visibilities, very light winds out of the south this evening throughout most of the area, and high pressure is in control. Over Long Island, New York, the same kind of story. You have to get into the Hudson River Valley area where there's some light rain being reported in Newburgh, and it's very light because with an air temperature of 61 and a dew point of 32, that makes the relative humidity 33%. So it's probably just drizzle or just a few light raindrops here. And high pressure again remains in control. Same thing at Montgomery. Everybody else has either a clear sky or a partly cloudy to mostly cloudy sky. In New Jersey, it varies. It's generally mostly cloudy, but again, the winds are very light out of the south. We have a west flow aloft. High pressure is in control, and the air mass is just too dry to support any kind of measurable precipitation. So back here in the Weather Center tonight, it's 59 degrees and mostly cloudy skies right here at the Weather Center in West Orange. It's 63 with a south wind veering to the south-southwest at about 3 to 7 miles an hour at Rutgers University Meteorology Program in New Brunswick. And the temperatures this evening range anywhere from 46 in Jersey City up to about 48 in Harvey Cedars. 49 at Little Egg Harbor, about 50 in Fortescue. Those are the cold spots or the chillier spots. Meanwhile, we still have temperatures hanging on into the 60s, about 64 in Mansfield and Pennsauken, 63 in New Brunswick, also at Cream Bridge and Silas Little, New Jersey. Never heard of this place before. We'll take a look at the stratosphere right now. Off the GFS model at 10 millibars, here is our big, strong stratospheric warming event here on both sides. And notice the polar vortex has the main center here, basically over the poles, and stretching down into portions of, Russia. And, underneath this, we have a west to east flow. So nothing terrible going on. 70 millibars, again. Here's the stretching, here's the main vortex here over the poles, here's the second one over this location here, and this is going to consolidate over the next couple of days. We'll show you that on the European model guidance in just a moment. Let's go up to jet stream level right now. Here is our storm system, which is opening up and getting up towards the Great Lakes, and eventually that will be translating into the East Coast with some rain showers on Thursday. Unfortunately for St. Patrick's Day parade in New York City, it's not a washout. They're probably going to have it. We have a west to east split flow across the country with the subtropical jet stream here and the polar jet stream here, and everything is lifting up north because, well, it's spring. 500 millibar flow shows the same thing. We'll get into this in the model guidance in just a moment, but this is the Earth overview from earthnullschool.net using the GFS model at 500 millibars right now. So that looks good. Get down to the surface and things look pretty copacetic overall. Nothing major seems to be happening at 850 millibars. Again, lots of strong warm air advection building into the eastern United States, and this is good news. Here's our upper level low here at 850 millibars over the southeastern states, and that is producing rain and thunderstorms across this area of the country, Alabama, Mississippi. It's not severe. We do have some severe weather watch box. I don't think we have any watch boxes in effect right now. Let's see if we do. Nope. Doesn't seem like we do, but plenty of lightning here with these showers and thunderstorms coming in from off of the Gulf. And I do believe that we've surpassed a few of these degrees by a degree or two here in northwestern New Jersey. So this looks good for today. Let's get into tomorrow. On Wednesday, temperatures again, basically in the low to mid 60s across the region. So it's going to be a little cooler tomorrow as compared to today as that short wave moves through. But temperatures on Thursday in the rain. We have got rain showers coming in, unfortunately. So for St. Patrick's Day, so temperature is going to be tempered down into the mid 50s again, especially along the New York City area here. That looks good. Look at this on Friday. This is probably the most sublime day of the week, where we have temperatures approaching or surpassing 70 degrees, and these are not record numbers. Record high temperatures. Saturday, we've got more rain showers coming in, and it could be quite cool here, especially over the Hudson River Valley, Connecticut, eastern Long Island here, the Poconos here, back into the 50s, but low to mid 60s, and this is still above normal in all of these areas as we get into Saturday. Sunday, temperatures again tempered down into the 40s and 50s, mid and upper 50s south and west here to near 60 in the Delmarva. And then we jump back up into the 60s again. So if we look at the high temperature anomalies today, we're about 18, 19, 20 degrees above normal. Tomorrow it's going to feel similar, but in western sections. Not so much in the east because we're losing that short wave with the cloud cover later in the day. Later in the morning and the afternoon. So the temperature is going to be above normal here by some 10, 14 degrees, but still out on eastern Long Island, they'll be above normal, but not as much as they will be over the interior, especially the Poconos, the I-95 corridor here, Philadelphia, but that all changes. That we're still above normal by some 6 to 10 degrees, even higher than that as you head back into the Poconos on Thursday, Friday. This is incredible. You're going to see temperature anomalies about anywhere from the coastline here, about 16, 18 degrees above normal, into the city, New York City, Long Island here, and also further to the north and west, where temperatures are going to feel like they're 15 to 20 degrees above normal for where they should be. Saturday, the same thing, above normal temperatures continue throughout the region. And it cools down a little bit on Sunday, but still above normal for this time of the year, and that trend just continues on Monday. We haven't talked about this in a while, but let's look at the model guidance here from Weather Labs or Weather Models Lab.com, showing all the model guidance here in the North Atlantic ice oscillation going negative here between now or right around the positive state that we're in right now with no blocking anywhere in the North Atlantic, and it's slightly negative here through the 23rd and then climbs back up again. I would have to say that there is a chance for snowstorms here, mainly over northern New England, the Great Lakes, New York. We talked about this yesterday. Northern New England, southeastern Atlantic Canada during this period, and then it just really just jumps up. Well, the European model guidance only goes out so far. The NCEP GFS and the Ensemble GFS go out a little bit further here, but this shows the only area here where we could have some winter storm potential here, but I don't believe that that's going to be in the New Jersey, New York City, Philadelphia I-95 corridor. The EPO is all over the place again, and for the most part, it's scatterbot. The PNA, well, not favoring anything in solitude here. So it's a west to east flow, a couple of ridges, couple of troughs, a couple of things that dig in, but I don't really see anything major here happening. 12Z model guidance from the European Ensemble model here at 10 millibars, and the atmosphere here is our polar vortex here at 10 millibars. And it is stretching back to the other side of the pole over Russia and the other part of the globe here. Here's a very strong stratospheric warming event getting into Canada here and separating a separate lobe here down in near towards Hudson's Bay, Canada. And eventually, these kinds of features are going to get dissolved, and the stratospheric warming event is going to put everything into a shutdown as it really changes the upper air pattern across the country from west to east, and whatever lobe that was here disappears or consolidates or just dies out. And the polar vortex now is going to get back to the North Pole with a stratospheric warming event ending over the top of it near the pole, and a west to east flow, a zonal flow coming up. At 50 millibars, we can see the same kind of feature here. Again, the stratospheric warming event is probably going to warp this thing into its place back over the top of the pole again, and underneath it, we're going to be in a west to east flow across the country. Now, we're not there yet, but we're pretty close to getting there. And you can see this by the 50 millibar temperature anomalies here. So yeah, it's going to be stormy and active in weather pattern here, but I'm not looking for snow unless you go into southern New England and the Great Lakes here. Right now we're going to look at the precipitable water values from the NAM model guidance at 3 kilometers from the 18Z run. Quite dry across the region, basically. You know, whatever's coming through southeastern New York, the Hudson River Valley area, Connecticut River Valley area tonight will be very light. And the air tries to dry out, and it does so during the day on Wednesday. And things look pretty good now. When we get to Thursday, this is the concern. You know, as a short wave in the southern branch here and that low pressure area over the southeast, and lifts north along the coast. Now, precipitable water values will be building better than, hold on, they will be better building into 3/4 of an inch to an inch of liquid or water vapor equivalent, especially as you head into the coast. So, you know, any kind of shower or area here is going to be located around northeastern New Jersey, the lower Hudson Valley, New York City, the coastline here. But even that looks kind of benign to me, and then that just dries out as we head into the day, not completely, but as we head into the day on Friday. And you know, a lot of this here is going to get into here, and this actually is for Friday valid at midnight Thursday night. So all of this dry air that you see in here is going to get in here with temperature soaring on Friday. So if we looked at the simulated IR channel here, overnight tonight, here's that short wave coming through with cloud cover, a few showers around the region to the north of Interstate 80, and then out. Okay, and now here comes the moisture and the high clouds spilling in and lowering and thickening here as we get to the coastline here now on Thursday, around the time of the parade in the New York City area. Again, this is going to be a question mark whether, you know, I mean, they're not going to cancel it. You know, we're not dealing with a lot of rainfall here, but there will be rain around the area and in the New York City metropolitan area as well. And then eventually all of that just lifts out as we get into Friday morning. So Thursday afternoon, Thursday morning, Friday morning, and all the high clouds get out of here before we get into the next batch of rain, which is coming in for Saturday. And I'm pretty sure about that. Let's take a look at the total QPF here in precipitation. Again, a couple of hundredths of an inch here in the New York City metropolitan area. This is not going to stop the parade, I can tell you that. National European model guidance takes that area of showers and thunderstorms and just moves it up here to off the New Jersey coast as we head into Thursday. So there will be a few light rain showers around the area in the New York City area, but look impressive to me. The next feature here, this does, and this would mean that precipitation is going to head into the New Jersey area under a warm air advection pattern. The low is basically over the Midwest here, south of the Great Lakes here, and it's a warm front in here. And if we, well, I think we have to dial this back to 12Z because that 18Z data only goes out so far. So when we get into Saturday in the morning, there'll be some showers around in a warm air advective pattern here. That moves off the coast. High pressures in control, and then here comes the next storm system getting up towards the Great Lakes here from the southwest here up to the Great Lakes. And this is interesting because this here could actually preclude some heavier rain showers and thunderstorms moving through the New Jersey, New York City area with a very strong cold front coming through. Most of the cold air, though, is locked in behind it, but this is some pretty warm air advection pattern. And if we looked at this, yeah, it's warm enough and, it's solid enough for, the temperature vectors here in the dew point and air temperature, ambient air temperature and dew point here to produce rain around the area as we head into next Wednesday and Thursday. But we're getting ahead of the game here. And it could be quite severe, actually. Some of this weather could be quite severe across the southeast as we head into the mid to the late part of next week. If we looked at the European model, high resolution rapid refresh here, just a couple hundredths of an inch of rain into Thursday here in the New York City area, 100th to 200ths of an inch. When we back build this into Saturday, well, or Friday, and then later into Saturday here, again, not much rainfall, but there could be more accumulating around the areas around the coast and into the city and along the coastline here of New Jersey as we head into Saturday. And this would be from Friday night into Saturday evening.